Hello, my friend, and welcome to SourceFlow. My name is Taylor Dunn, and in this video, I am going to be doing an overview of the SourceFlow app, showing you how you can navigate to different sections. This is going to be a pretty broad overview. There are going to be videos that go more in detail of every section and how to navigate that specific section. But in this video, what I want to do is I want to give you just an overview of how to navigate around so you understand where everything lives and exists. So let's go ahead and jump into my computer and get started. All right, we are in my computer and we are on the dashboard or the homepage of SourceFlow. Now, the dashboard is going to give you just an overview of how your business has been performing when it comes to adding leads, sourcing those leads, creating orders, and shipping out those products to Amazon when the time is right. We do plan on expanding this dashboard quite a bit, so be on the lookout for new updates coming in the near future as well. In this dashboard, you'll see that you have just today's information, this week's, last week's, and the last 30 days. There will be a graph here that will show you the dollar amount that you add to a buy list, the amount that you actually ordered, so you can see the relationship of how much did you think you were going to be purchasing and how much did you actually end up purchasing, as well as the amount of dollars worth of products that got shipped out to Amazon. Again, more is going to be added to this page, but that is the dashboard. Next is going to be smart data. Now, in smart data, this is where your product leads are going to live. This is where you're going to spend most of your time on this app because you're going to be sourcing these product leads. The main thing that I want to point out on this section is the ability to view your data in both table form and also as lead cards. Okay. And we do this by flipping the switch next to the export button. Lead cards will show you all the data that we have on that lead in one easy to view space. Table view is going to be similar to a spreadsheet where you can navigate left to right and view that data. Just depends on how you like to view your leads. Now, while you are in table view, you will be able to sort your data based off of the certain headers for the different columns. So if I wanted to organize everything by product title, I could just click the product title and I can resort all the leads based off of that. Now, most headers are going to be sortable, so you can just click on whichever one you want if you want to organize your leads in that way. With the table view, you will have this sort by little drop down here where you can select how you want the lead cards to be sorted and in what order. More on this page as we dig into other videos. Again, so let's just move over to our buy list. In the buy list page, you're going to find this over here in the left-hand menu. The buy list page is going to be where the items that you find in smart data that you want to actually purchase, you're going to move them over to the buy list. In the buy list, you can have multiple buy lists. So if you want to create a new buy list, you can do so very easily by clicking on new buy list and entering a name and getting that started. So let's just do that now. We'll just call this a new buy list. We hit create and you'll see now if you go to the select buy list drop down that this new buy list is available to click on. Now you can view multiple buy lists at once, or you can view them one at a time or two at a time. Up to you on how you want to do that as well. We'll get into this more in the buy list and how you can use that. But something I want to point out is, again, just like the smart data table, everything here is sortable. So if I click on the headers, it will organize the leads inside of the buy list in order based off of that column's header. Next, let's move on to the orders. Now, inside of orders, this is going to be your records of all the product or purchase orders that you placed inside of SourceFlow. There are two views that you can view the data. There is the orders view, which is going to give you just a broad overview of this order was placed on this day for this many items. Or you can look at the items view, which is actually going to show you the individual items that were ordered. So depending on how you are reconciling or what you are doing with your order history, you can view this in two different ways. This is one of the newer features with SourceFlow that came from Cheddarsoft, is this items view where you can actually individually look at the items themselves. Something I want to point out here is this customize button. You're going to find this on every table that you go to. So if I go to the buy list, you'll see that there's a customize button. If I go to smart data and I look at the table view, there's also a customize button. What this customize button does is it shows you all the available fields that you can view. So say if you do not want to see something like the publish date, you could uncheck that and it would remove it from your results. Likewise, if you wanted to move any of the columns around, you can do so with this customize button. So say I wanted to have product image on the far left-hand side of this table. I'm just going to click on the 6 dots next to that header, and I'm going to drag it. So say if I want to move ASIN to the far left, I can do so as well. With SourceFlow, it will save the page state that you left it as. So if you log out, if I were to log out of my account right now and come back in tomorrow and I opened up Smart Data, I would see the data in the same format, in the same order, just like I did yesterday. So whenever you change this will save the state. So anything that you do will remain there until you change it up again. This is also true for every sub account user. So if you have a team and they have their own login, they will be able to actually create their own views on these tables without having to affect yours as the team owner. So everyone can view the data in their own way. All right, now that we have gone over Smart Data, buy list, and orders, let's jump into the shipping. Shipping is going to be found in the left-hand menu under the shipping button. If you click on this, this is where you're going to be able to create shipping batches. This is going to be for when you actually receive your products and you start preparing them and getting them ready to ship off to Amazon. You'd come in here, you'd create a shipping batch, and then you would start actually checking in your items and adding them to that shipping batch, which can later be exported out to Seller Central, Inventory Lab, or any other of your favorite shipping software platforms. Next, we're going to go down to the lead sources. Okay, lead sources are going to be broken up into two sections. There's going to be my leads. Now, my leads are going to be the leads that you can upload. So you can upload or add leads two different ways. You can either use the extension, and the extension is the easiest way to add single product leads into Smart Data, as well as adding it to your buy list. But also you can upload leads in bulk by going to My Leads and clicking on Upload File. You can create different lead list sources. So if you want to break these up into different groups, say you subscribe to a certain lead list provider, you can add your leads underneath their lead list source. Or if you have a VA that does their own sourcing, you could add it under a lead list source that is named by them. So that's what you do inside of My Leads. This is where you're uploading your leads themselves. If you are a member of OA Cheddar and you are receiving OA Cheddar leads, you can actually get your lead list. They are automatically delivered into your account every single day. You just come down to the OA Cheddar button, click on it, and from here you can see the different leads list that you're on, as well as the dates that you have data for. You can download that data. You can customize the fields however you want. This is where you'll receive your OA Cheddar leads specifically. Next, let's talk about your settings and how to find them. So in the left-hand menu at the bottom left-hand corner, there's going to be a settings button. And if you click on that, it's going to take you to a page where you can change certain settings like your email, your name, access your billing portal to modify or adjust your subscription. It'll be able to show you things like browser sessions. So if you do have a team, or even if you're solo, you can see if there is any other browsers that have access to your account in different locations. You can kick them off. And there's going to be more settings that will be added in over time, but if you ever need to adjust anything, your settings button is where you'd want to go. Let's go ahead and hop back over to the dashboard. Let's talk about this left-hand menu. This left-hand menu will be sticky by default, meaning that it will always be available to you. But if you want to get rid of it, you can click the little arrow at the top and it'll move that off of your screen. So that way it's not in your way and you can open up more of your screen to view your data. If you ever want to access it again, just click the top left button, which will expand out that menu. But if you click away, it will hide itself again. If you want to pin it, all you gotta do is hit the little pin button and that will pin it into place. So that way it's available to you at all times. Next couple of things up in here in the top I want to point out is we have our submit feedback button. If you ever run into a bug or if you find an area where you're like, hey, this can be improved, click the submit feedback button. It's going to take you to a Google form that's going to be mostly filled out for you. So all you need to do is just say, hey, I encountered a bug. Here's what happened to me. You can add screenshots. You can add Loom videos if you want to do that. So anything that you need, submit the feedback to us. Our dev team will get on it right away. Next is the notifications button. The notifications is the little bell up here in the top menu. If you click on this, it will show you recent notifications. This can be things like if you export a list of products off of Smart Data, it will tell you when that report is ready for you to actually download and view. If there's any messages, announcements, things like that, it will live up here in the notifications bell. Next over here is just first of what will be many KPIs. So this KPI is specifically on the buy list. If you click on it, you can see a breakdown of everything you have currently sitting in the buy list. And then if you click on it, you actually see what individual buy lists has, and as far as the amount of dollars or products that are inside of of that buy list at any given time. If you click on one of these buy lists, it will actually change the KPI. So that way, as you're adding leads throughout the day, you can monitor and see how much do I have planned to purchase for today. So this is something that you can change. If you click on the total, it will go back to the totals. Next is going to be your profile. Okay, you can see my name up here in the top right corner. If I click on this, I'll be able to see things like my profile, which will take me to my settings. But if I have a team, I can go to my team, and in my team, I can rename my team name. I can select a time zone, which will be an important thing that you're going to want to do. You can also invite your team members to join your account by just providing us their email and then selecting a role for them. So if I wanted to add myself as a team member, I could do so by typing in my email address and say I want to make them a editor, meaning that they have the ability to read, create, and update things, but they're not an administrator. They're not going to be able to access things like my billing portal and other important information. Click the add button and it will send them an email inviting your team member to join your team. And that about wraps it up for this video. This is just a general overview of how to navigate around SourceFlow and how to access different sections of this. If you ever have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us at team@sourceflow.io. And other than that, we'll see you on the next one.